YouTube is noisy. Every niche seems to be saturated. More and more creators, using the same setup, the same tone, the same gear, the same thumbnails, and it seems like it's getting busier. So how do you stand out? And what do you do as a new creator, or what do you do as a seasoned creator who's stuck with the same numbers, the same views? So you try to copy what other creators are doing successfully, but you try to copy their delivery, you try to copy their energy, you try to copy their personality also, or at least I've done that. But the truth is that when you do that, the content that you create, the videos that you create, is just not yours. And if it's not yours, it won't stick, unfortunately. I have experienced that myself. So the more you try to blend in, the more you try to fit in, the less people feel you. You are chasing formulas, you are chasing the algorithm, but not building a connection with your audience. We need to flip that narrative. We need to flip that script. We need to flip that narrative. And so if you think that, if you've been told that you are too much, if you've been told that, that your personality is too big, that your quirks are annoying, or that you have this big, weird, bold ideas, and you try to eliminate that because you want to look like other creators. And it's very sad, because that's exactly what people are drawn to. That's what makes you memorable. What makes people to connect with you is all of those things that set you apart, that make you different, and make you so tasty and delicious and rico. So
with that, cue the intro, Steve.
I didn't forget what I was about to say. I was just waiting for
the sound guy in the background to do his damn job.
Play the little intro that I have for my show, and it didn't happen. But welcome to PSS Creative Media. If we're not making these mistakes, is this even Content Sancocho? This is Content Sancocho, and I am here to share with you how to create better content by leaning into who you are, leaning more into what makes you you. Why your quirks and voice and your biggest advantage. The things that you hate the most about yourself, maybe the things that people love. Like in my case, I don't like my accent very much, but I've gotten a lot of compliments from people. I mean, it's just a 50-50. Some of them just like, I didn't understand, I think, of what you said, and some others are like, your accent is so cute, and I want to believe them. And we need to stop performing. Like, how do we stop performing that? We're going to share this here with you as well. How to stop performing and start expressing yourself more. And this video is part 2 of my series, Permission to Create. This is a series that I created not only for you, but for me. I am in the process of this a transition period of me finding myself as a creator, and I'm doing this along with you. Welcome to this series. So how do you grow on YouTube? It seems like things have changed. I have mentioned this before with ChatGPT. You can create an outline, you can print a script, and you can just deliver it and read it. So now what's working on YouTube is you connecting with your audience, is you being real, is you becoming that part of their routine, where they feel like they're there with you, where they feel like they're your friend. And hopefully you are feeling that with me right now, that I'm able to connect with you if you are tuning into Content Sancocho. I love that you're here, so let's get started. I'm going to start with a story, and because of that story, I decided to name this first point Dress to Depress. And if you have, if you have, I have a 7-year-old, so I'm very familiar with the Dress to Impress video game. I mean, the girl, she can be playing Dress to Impress on her iPad and also watching YouTube videos of creators playing Dress to Impress. Like, she's obsessed. But uh, the reason why I call this Dress to Depressed is because, have you ever gotten an outfit? Have you ever bought clothing from Amazon? Like, I've been doing that with my teenage daughter. We used to just order our clothes from clothing stores, but now it seems like you can get like really cute outfits on Amazon. So I need to get a dress for to go to church on Sunday, and I went to Amazon. I don't know if you have had the same experience, but the dresses look so cute on the model. So I'm like, yeah, this is the dress I need. It's modest, it's flowy, it's perfect for church. But something that I do religiously, it doesn't matter what I'm buying from Amazon, is that I go to the reviews. Because the good thing about Amazon is that the reviews are from real people, and they post, they upload videos, they upload photos of them with the product, trying the product, and that's part of their review. So I went to the reviews for the specific dress, and it did not look good. I mean, I wanted to see real people using the dress, with hips and long torso and short legs like me, and it was just a total. I was just like, oh boy, and can we just make it a practice? Can we just make it normal? Or something that is mandatory, like when we record a selfie, a video of ourselves, that we look behind us and see what's behind us. And because there are some photos that are like very disturbing. So you go there and you see, and you wonder, is this even the dress? Or maybe if you ignore the reviews, you neglected to see those reviews, and you order the dress, and the dress comes to you, and then you try it on, and it just doesn't look like the one in the picture. It looks like a picnic blanket with buttons. It looks like uh, like a curtain. It looks like a curtain, and it's just like, it doesn't look good on you. So it's the same way with your content. That's what happens when you tried to copy content from other creators to imitate what they're doing. You see something that performs, and you think, I can do that too. I can recreate that video, and I can add the same thumbnail, create the same thumbnail, and just like that, I will get a lot of views and I will go viral. And not taking into account your personality, what you're capable of, like whether you have the humor or if you have that bubbly personality. Which, by the way, if you don't have a bubbly personality, it's okay. There's a room for all of us here on YouTube. If you don't have a bubbly personality, if you're grumpy, and you can still make videos, you can still make content. So because the framework or the style that they use was made for you, didn't come from you, so it just doesn't resonate with people. The fact that you copy that style, it doesn't mean that the piece of content, that the podcast episode, or that the video that you created has substance and depth that connects with you. So I went through this experience myself, and this is a personal story. Just bear with me. I thought I saw this creator, and she was going viral because she was crying on a video. So I'm like, I can do that. I think I can do that too. I got sadness in me too. Just let's do it. My husband Steven, he calls me Moppy Miko, and it's because I just, instead of having the what do you call that, the RBF, the resting bitch face. I have the SF, no, the sad, no, the resting, the RSF, the resting sad face. I have a sad soul in me. Like, my face when I'm not here talking to you, it tends to show a lot of sadness, and I just carry a lot of sadness with me. That's okay, you know. I'm not ashamed of my sadness. It's just part of me. So I'm like, okay, I'm not above it. I'm just gonna do this, talk about this topic that she's talking about because it's very close to me. I'm going through it as a creator as well. So I did it. I recorded the video, and crickets. The video didn't perform as well as her video. And now I understand is because I wasn't connecting with my audience. When even though I was sharing things that were personal to me and that were true to me, I just had that in the back of my mind that I was following her format, that I wasn't being genuine, that I wasn't sharing from a place of truth, my truth. And that is something that people can smell. That's something that people can really identify, that it just didn't fit with me. Now there were a lot of people who commented on the video who really got inspiration from it. If you know the video that I'm talking about, like, just know that what I said was truth, was the truth. I was going through that, but I was following the format of older creator, and that was not a good thing to do. Not for me, not for my confidence. So the message that I want to share with you is that what works for other creators may not work for you, may not fit you. Like we try to replicate thumbnails and the pacing and the titles, and you know, some of us will go through like great lengths of just having the same studio or something similar, and it just doesn't fit who we are. It doesn't have our signature on it, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't land. People can feel it. So you end up pulling out the seams or looking like a big pillow in a small pillowcase. The audience can tell. The audience will tell every single time you're trying to force it. I'm going to pause right here to breathe because I'm going to pass out in front of you and to drink water. Mm. 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 Talking about the ASMR. Okay, so let's keep going. That takes me to point number 2, which is what do we do? What do we do if we fell into that trap of copying what other creators are doing in the hopes that that will help our channel grow, that will help us, just connect with our audience? What do we do? So I came up with this idea of creative recalibration, or maybe let's call it creative detox. And I'm going to ask you these 2 questions, and you should ask this to yourself. Like, how do we make content that feels natural? Or how do we create content that flows, that instead of being forced or perform, it allows us to be ourselves, and allows us to just be in the zone, to be in that place that just feels so good, because you're sharing what you know, you're sharing what makes you happy, what lights you up inside, and you're doing it your way. And to get to this point is really hard because we are scrolling all day long. And as creators, and when I say creators, it can be you being just a creator, of being a full-time content creator, or it can be you with your business, or if you are an accountant, if you're a lawyer, if you are a financial advisor and you want to make content for your business. It applies to all of you. And we scroll, we watch other creators, we watch other people in our industry, and we absorb all their energy, their styles, their tones, their pacing, and suddenly we just don't sound like ourselves anymore. Have you experienced this? You know, our content, we see our content and it looks like every other content here on YouTube, and it starts sounding like, the 5 people that you went and binge watched all of their content, and it just doesn't feel good. So I am in this journey. I'm not criticizing you, I'm not saying that I'm better than you. I have done that myself, and I want to be a better creator. I want to connect more with my audience. I want to find who I am in this process. And I'm still figuring things out as a creator. And I'm still discovering what my true contribution is. Being unsure of who you are as a creator is not a bad thing at all. I don't want you to feel bad if you have no idea who you are as a creator. It's just part of the process. Uh, you may be new at making content. You may be new at recording in front of the camera, of like holding a microphone, all those things. So you're discovering who you are as this new person who is having to fulfill this role. And it's very different when you just go through your day to day and you do the things that you normally do. You're goofy with your kids. You make them laugh in the morning. You pick on your husband. You belittle your husband. You abuse your husband. And there are no cameras around, right? There's just no cameras around. So you're you. But when a camera is on you, unless you're a Kardashian, then you start performing, you start second guessing yourself, you start analyzing all the things that you say, the expressions on your face, every pause. If you're not, talking fast, or if you're talking too fast, and you just become hyper aware of yourself, and then you disconnect completely from what you're supposed to be doing in that moment, which is just being fully present and being you and being okay with being in your skin, in your own skin. So it irritates me when I hear people online saying like, you just have to create from this place of authenticity, and you have to be authentic. You have to, just be you, be you. And I'm like, here, I'm like, what do I do if I don't know who I am? Yeah, I have no idea who I am. And you may be like, oh, Veronica, but how old are you? What do you mean that you don't know who I am? And, some of us who have gone to childhood trauma, who have had some negative experience in childhood, we have this identity confusion. We just don't know who we are because that was taken away from us. And in my case, I became a chameleon. So I could form and shape into whatever you want me to be. I can be bubbly. If you ask me to be bubbly, then I'm going to be bubbly. But see, it's not just not me. I'm mopey.
Please don't be bubbly.
I'm mopey. And so the thing with that, having the type of trauma when you're a kid, is that you're not connected to who you are. Like, your personality didn't develop the way it was supposed to. So now you are in this journey of finding who you are, because everybody's telling you just come from this place of authenticity, and then you try to find your authenticity on outside sources from other people. So you are confused. So I was confused. So what it carries into content creation, we bring a lot of that confusion into content creation, and into things that we do, into the decisions that we make. For me, it wasn't only like creating content that looked exactly like other type of content on YouTube. It was choosing a career that I probably did not fit my skills, did not fit my personality, and I did not want to pursue just because I saw other people doing it, just because I've been confused my whole life. So this is a great opportunity for you. I'm very proud of you that you have chosen to create content, to be on YouTube, to be brave and face all of the challenges that come with being a creator. And like, how are you supposed to create from a place that is authentic if we don't even know who we are? So that's the thing that we're up against. Like, what do we do? So what I learned throughout my journey of being a content creator, and it's going to be, I don't know how many years, I lost track, 2019, 6. So is that the work that we do is healing work, that our content is going to be as good as we put the work into healing and into finding who we are. And if you are a content creator but also a business owner, it's a double whammy, because you are just going to grow as far, or yeah, you're just going to grow as far as you are willing and able to do your work and to heal and to know who you are and to lean on your strengths, and to know that it's okay to be who you are, that it's okay to have the emotions that you have, that it's okay to be one person one day and then a different person the next day, as long as it comes from you. So the questions that I want you to practice, or that I want you to answer, and these are questions that I have gone through myself, I have provided answers to, is that who am I at my core? And this is a question that, I would hate for people to ask me this question. Like, Veronica, who are you at your core? I would be like, come again? Uh, what? Come again? Can you just ask me about, what color I like? Because today I like blue, you know? But it's just very important for you to sit in this question and really just think, who am I at my core? What are the things that connect me to myself? What are the things that bring me joy? What are the things that when nobody's watching, I can talk about it. I can really just keep going. And if nobody's watching, then you're talking to yourself. Yeah, it's okay to talk to yourself too. I do. I talk to myself. And those are the things that I really want to share, that I feel comfortable sharing, that makes me happy to share. Another one is, what's my voice? And here is what, once again, is just radical acceptance. If your voice is, if you're not bubbly, if you are somebody who's more stoic, if you are somebody who maybe has a lot of opinions, if you are somebody who is more quiet and matter of fact, and you're just not as expressive, that's fine. There's a room for you in content creation. If you go through YouTube, if you watch different creators here on YouTube, you will see that they're all different, and those who are performing really well, those are the ones who are leaning into their who they are. They're not trying to be anybody else. They're okay with being soft-spoken. They're okay with not being loud or too expressive. And it just like it makes me cringe when I go back and watch some of my videos, and I was just like literally screaming at the camera. Like, I was just screaming, like, "Hi!" That wasn't me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm doing best. I hope that you're liking this 2.0 version of Veronica, better like the 0 minus 0. That the other question I want you to ask is, what am I here to contribute, not just to my audience, but to the world? So when we are in the YouTube game, we tend to like look at the numbers, look at the analytics, and get all bummed out, and thinking that we need this huge audience, and that we just want a lot of people tuning into our live streams, and a lot of people just giving us validation and watching our videos, and that's okay. But I want you to think, like, what is your contribution to the world, not only to YouTube? Is the thing that when you are going to leave this world, that you want to be known for, that you want to be remembered by? So those three questions, I know that they're hard, but I really want you to go through this exercise and write whatever comes out of your mouth, or whatever is in your mind and heart. Just write it down. So create it creative recalibration is not just a reset. It's not, I can send you to right now, you go and delete Instagram, and you go and delete TikTok, and you're going to delete YouTube, and then you go to the top of the mountain and meditate. If you want to do that, then yes, go ahead and do it. But creative recalibration is more a return to yourself, a return to you, a return to your essence. And maybe this week, instead of planning your next video, then you spend some time answering these questions. And once again, is who am I at my core? What's my voice? And what am I here to contribute, not just to my audience, but to the world? Your best content and ideas come from within. I can guarantee you that is a fact. It comes from within. It comes when you are connected with yourself. It comes when you are just taking every part of you and being okay with who you are, and the way that you're showing up at the moment. It can be like you don't feel bubbly. It can be that you don't feel happy, that you don't feel joyful, that there's a lot in your heart and your mind, but you are showing up, and it comes from a place of true to you. And it doesn't, the good content doesn't come externally, or it doesn't come from others. Like, you don't need to be polished. I am an example of that. Like, I have made a ton of mistakes during this live stream, and I'm still here. Do I want to leave? No, I really no. I don't want to leave. But you don't need to be polished. You just need to be present. That I'm gonna let you like just digest that. I'm gonna let you think that for a minute, that you don't need to be polished. It doesn't need to be perfect. It can be messy, but you need to be present. Because if your content is polished, but you're not present, then that's content that is not connecting. That's content that it may not go anywhere, or you may be connecting with the wrong type of audience, not the one that you are intended to reach. So what do you do? How do you find that place in yourself? How do you go back to yourself? Well, find a practice. It can be prayer, meditation. It can be finding a therapist to address those childhood issues. It can be AI, like Stephen Davis. He relies on AI for those things, and is working really well for him. It can be going to church on YouTube, which we're going to talk about in a minute. It can be quiet time. It can be creating, but just doing a totally different thing. It can be just sit down with your kids and color, or do some arts and crafts. Whatever it is that is going to create space in you, so you know who you are, so you are connected to yourself. And next time somebody is like, well, create from a place of authenticity, like maybe I have said that online too. That's why I'm not judging if you have said that too. But next time somebody says that, then you don't get triggered like me. But another thing that occurred to me as I was working on this is that, well, what if I am, what if who I am is not good? What if I'm judgmental, or if I'm bitter, negative, or if I'm jaded by the horrible things and injustices that are happening in the world right now? Is that worth sharing? Should I press play? Should I go live when I'm feeling that way? Or should I only show up for my audience when I am feeling motivated, happy, and yoo-hoo? Like, what do we do? And the conclusion that I got is that some days you don't feel like creating empowering content, or you don't feel like creating things that are going to make people feel hopeful and better about this life. Some days you are going to feel like you're scrolling through headlines and it's just, you feel like you're done, like you're done with what's going on. There's just too much ugliness in this world, and you just feel heavy, or that you don't want to inspire. You're just trying to survive. You're just trying to survive the week and or the next three and a half years, if you know what I mean. But so what do we do? Like, if we are like that, should we do we not deserve to create content? Should we just ignore the whole thing and not, because is it worth it for us to be sharing that? And it is. It totally is. And I know that I know what bitterness feels like. I have felt it. I was going through a hard day yesterday, and my uh, I was very close to send our newsletter just talking about how miserable I was feeling, just because I feel like if I am feeling that way, that maybe other people feeling like that. Now I changed my mind last minute because it had nothing to do with with the theme of the newsletter. So, but I have also been just sad and overwhelmed with the things that are happening right now, with the injustices, with my brothers and sisters, my Latino brothers and sisters just being treated the way that they are. And if you don't agree with me, that it's fine. There's a place for all of us here, but as a human being, that you really have to agree that hard things, horrible things are happening right now. And then, and that version of you, that version of me, what I'm sharing right now, there's a place for it too. That it might be what someone needs to hear. You are creating space for that person to feel, that person in your audience to feel that it's okay to feel the way that you are feeling. Honesty is magnetic. Have you scrolled through social media, or have you watched videos here on YouTube of creators who are just like so honest and so raw, and you just can't look away? So that's where we're aiming for. Like, it's okay to feel the way that you feel. It's okay to be human. It's okay for some days to show up and be just full of energy and just be all like, I'm just gonna do everything and I feel like on top of the world. And also it's okay for you to show up just low energy, not the same energy, and just be who you are. Like, I don't know who told us that every time we jump in front of the camera, like, we have to act in a certain way for us to be able to make content or to connect with people. That's just not. I want to eliminate that. Just be you. Just be you in the way that you're feeling right now. It's okay. Let's just do it. And most people feel the same way I am describing right now. Maybe you're feeling the same. You're feeling jaded, the disillusioned. You're tired of fake optimism. But rarely you hear somebody speak from that place without turning toxic. And there's a distinction. If uh, if you lead with bitterness, like, people may pull away. But if you lead with honesty, people lean into that type of honesty. If I show up here every day and I'm just like attacking the administration, if I'm just a bitter and a downer, and just all the time dealing or lingering in that type of energy, then you may get tired. You may be like, okay, like, I don't know what happened to Veronica. I think she needs to go do mushrooms. I think she needs a shaman. I think she needs to back to Colombia and take a break, because she is too, like, bitter and negative. But if I'm leading with honesty, then that just makes so people lean into that, and they feel like they can do the same. You're giving them permission. You don't you don't have to perform positivity if you don't feel like it. You don't have to be bubbly. You don't have to be bright and put together all the time and act like you know everything. People expect you to be human. You're not going to lose clients because once in a while you show that you have emotions and that you're human. The people may choose to they are choosing to work with you because they connect with you. Or there are a lot of people doing the same that you are doing. There's a reason why they choose you, and it's because there was this one time that you share that you were having a hard time with your kid, that you're tired because you stayed up all night with your 7-year-old because she was sick or he was sick, or she peed the bed or woke you up in the middle of the night to be angry at you because she did that. So you're not less creative because you are not cheerful, and you're not alone in the world if it feels heavy. And for you to be sharing that with your audience is absolutely okay, as long as it comes from this place of honesty and not bitterness. I believe that we all want a better world. I believe that we're all we all want to feel peace, and we want to feel happy and and having all these feelings that are conducive to create good good content, to create amazing things. But once in a while, if you don't feel like it, like that is completely okay. And I hope that you take my words with you, and that you keep creating, and that you don't stop doing so just because you don't feel happy. So judgment, when you're feeling judgment, let's switch that, let's reframe that. So judgment is maybe that you are discerning what's going on. Judgment may be that you are getting insights, that you're getting deep into the topic, and there are things that you don't agree with, and that you want to share those things with your audience. And maybe if you think that is bitterness, that you can switch that to, you can frame it in a different way. Maybe it's not bitterness, maybe it's wisdom. Maybe you have been let down in the past, maybe that you have some negative situations happen to you, and that's why you protect yourself. Then that's why you seem bitter, but in reality it's just wisdom that have come from you going through hard situations. And cynicism is one, like it's a big one for me. And when I'm in that place where being in that negative energy, being in the energy of cynicism, like I try to reframe that and say, well, I want to try to stick to the facts, and I'm going to tell the truth of what's happening instead of just lingering in cynicism. So I want you to say, I am not here to pretend I'm better. I am here to figure it out with you. And you can say that and repeat that. I am not here to pretend that I'm better than anybody else. I'm just here to figure things out with you, and as we go into this journey of me being a creator, and of you tuning in and watching my content and connecting with me in that way. So that takes me to point number 3. That was a lot of me talking. Just let me pause because I'm gonna have water. Am I acting? No, I'm just excited. So point number 3 is get outside your bubble. Like, if you want to create better content, if you want to be a content creator that whatever you post, that your audience just embraces it fully and shares it with other people, you have to get out of your industry bubble. You have to get out of your niche bubble, because watching other creators in your niche makes you replicate what they're doing, right? So I think I call it research, but it turns into this comparison thing that I may start just analyzing what they do, how they do it, and then um, 10 minutes go by or a half an hour goes by, and then I'm just comparing my views to their views and how their views are higher, or how, like, they're doing better with their podcast, or why. And then I get to, like, why am I even trying, why am I even doing this? See, that's the mopey Miko in me. Like, mopey Miko just, like, comes to the picture, and that's it. It's over. I have to go take a nap and feel sorry about myself the rest of the afternoon. So we need to get out of our bubble. Stop creating, not um, uh, you stop creating in that moment, not because you don't care, but because you are too inside of your bubble. So we need to get out of our bubble. So what's the solution? Well, you can look for inspiration that comes from creators who are doing different things, the totally different things in a totally different space, using different formats, using a different tone, using a different approach. So if you find a different niche and something that you may like, that you may enjoy. Like right now, I'm enjoying a lot of true crime. I'm enjoying a lot of, I've been watching like different people doing journalistic work here on YouTube, and I'm able to, see what's working for them, what's working on their niche, and being able to kind of use those bits and pieces into my own content, and that will make it so my content is different from what other creators in my niche are doing, which is just copying themselves over and over and over. So I may just, just insert this thing here, or do things differently. And an example for this is a creator that I've been following. Like her and I couldn't be like more different. Like we don't have anything in common. And her name is Stephanie So, and she is the host of a Rotten Mango podcast, and she's a Korean American YouTuber with a true crime channel here, Rotten Mango, but is also a podcast. And she found her the way that I found her. Sorry, I'm just like I'm tripping. I've never, I'm not a talker, so this is this is like, oh my gosh, I've been talking for that long. I just panicked, but no, I'm back. So the way that I found Stephanie is that with my teenage daughter, we've been following the trial of Sean Combs. Depending on when you're watching this or listening to this, maybe over. But Diddy, yeah, Diddy is on trial right now, and Stephanie is covering that trial. And the reason why we're not seeing a lot of footage, a lot of like, in court as it evolves type of thing, is because cameras are not allowed in federal court in New York City. So no cameras allowed. The only way that we can get a hold of what's going on inside the courtroom is by reading the transcript from the hearings, or as I've been doing it, just watching content from creators on TikTok and YouTube and things like that. I'm very invested in this because I cannot believe like the things that this man has done. Like, I used to sing to his songs. Like I like 90s hip hop, and he was just one of the artists that I would admire. And now I'm just like, what? Like, what? What is this? Like, the whole baby oil and the freak offs and all that is just like, it's like a hip hop video. Like, why are you guys surprised? Just cover me in baby oil and I twerk, no twerk, no twerk. Sorry. So that's how we found her, and she's been going into the courtroom, and then she writes notes and she goes there with her team. It's not that she's go there alone. Like, she goes there with her team, and after that she creates a full storytelling episode of what happened in that particular day and that trial. But she doesn't just report it. Like, this girl is a master storyteller. Like, she acts out the voices, that she acts out the whole transcript. So I was watching the last episode that she posted on Rotten Mango, and she's acting like Casey Venturas. And Casey Venturas is this girl who was allegedly human trafficked by Diddy, and she's just acting that direct examination of her. And it's just like so good. Like for a minute, I would just forget that it was her acting the whole thing. I was just connecting with Cassie. Like that's how good she is. So it felt immersive, more like a movie than a podcast, and not reading the transcript. Like she's like any like none. I haven't seen true crime show like this. So, and this is a side story about Diddy. I have to go back to Diddy, okay? But are you familiar with the with I'm just gonna have to laugh. But back in 2020, I was just going through this insomnia spell. Like I could not go to bed early. I just needed to find something that would relax me, and I would listen to stories, and I would listen to audiobooks. So this one day, I opened my Audible app, and there's Diddy. He had a relaxation to fall asleep with his voice. And so there was this night that I was playing it, and my husband Steve was there
to slow down and into a period
there you go.
of deep restorative rest.
You can
This is Diddy. Over the next 20 minutes, I'll be guiding you through a meditation that will help you slow down and drift off into the peaceful.
So he was like, absolutely not, Veronica. Like, you shut that down immediately. Like, there's no way that I'm gonna be listening to Diddy. This man is there's something really wrong.
My exact words is that he is Satan, and I would like that to be on the record.
Yeah, like that he's Satan. I was just thinking that he was being judgmental. I was just thinking like, oh, here we go again, another thing I can't do because the judgment, like. Just the same way with the beans. I have to
you could place your hands gently on your stomach.
Stop.
Notice the way your breath flows naturally.
He was absolutely right.
There's so much power in our breath.
The devil incarnated. I mean, I didn't know about all of the things that he was doing behind the scenes. I just liked his soothing voice. But he's right. And just to add to the story, it was like Stephen Davis. He knows when he tells me that somebody is in a certain way, like the accuracy is mind-blowing. And sometimes I'm like, really? Because I really like the person, or I really like the artist, and he's no, this person is this way. And yeah, fair enough. They are that way. The man has a gift of reading people that I don't have. So I don't know what Diddy implanted into my subconscious, because I listened to Diddy for like an entire week before I share that with Steven. So.
We're showing gratitude for what our bodies are capable of. Notice that when you breathe, when you give power to your breath to take over and do its thing, your mind quiets all on its own.
This man. So going back, sorry, I just had to share that with you because I think it was hilarious. So not hilarious what he did, but hilarious that that Steven was right. That Diddy is the devil. So Stephanie, the way that she started with mukbang. She started with making mukbang videos. That's a hard word for me to pronounce, and I had to look it up. What is mukbang videos? So it's where people just get around large amounts of food, and they make videos of them while they're eating the food, and they talk about any type of topic. So you get a lot of the ASMR. You hear the sounds of the chewing, the slurping, the crunching, and all that. And some people really like that. I don't know if I do, or I haven't watched those type of videos, but that's how she started. And then she built like 3 different YouTube channels. all with millions of subscribers each channel. And Rotten Mango is her most successful channel, podcast, and because she records herself on video while she's recording her podcast, and she posts the video to YouTube and then the audio to the podcast players, like pretty much what we do here with our clients, what we help them do. So she didn't stay boxed in into that niche that she started. She discovered through making these videos, this okay, where's the word again? Mukbang videos, that she was a very good storyteller, and then she brought that to Rotten Mango. And she liked true crime shows, so she incorporated that. And there's humor as well, and also you get a lot of commentary from her husband, but her husband is never on screen. It's just the voice behind the camera, which just makes it like for a really fun show. And I just got booed out of, oh no, my outline.
Stand by. Oh. Experiencing technical issues.
What happened? No me gusta.
In the meantime, we got a nice comment from Paula. Girl, I love listening to you. I learned so much. I'm a newbie on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
And I love being honest and real with my content. That's my jam. Yeah. I don't want to be like everyone else. Just me.
Yes. So let me find my place. This is why did this happen? Well, welcome to live streaming, where everything that can go wrong goes wrong. Okay, here I am. So she so yeah, her husband is just asking questions and being part of the commentary and the storytelling behind the scenes. And the takeaway from this creator is that you just don't have to look at what other creators are doing in that particular niche that you are, or your industry. Like, she could have just make the same type of show that other true crime creators were making, but she decided to go on a different route, and is so addicting. Like, I would share the link to her channel here in the description, so you can go and check it out if you like true crime. I love true crime. And look at other creators and what they're building outside of your industry, of your niche. Like, how are they incorporating different things, and how are they making their content more engaging and more immersive? You can definitely, and then you will have a better time doing it, because you won't be comparing yourself to them, because you won't be comparing yourself to their performance, because it's a totally different thing. And you can pull inspiration from how they show up and how they do things. And that's going to be the challenge for you, is to make a list of creators outside your niche that really entertain you, inspire you, that you go back to their content every time you just want to, you just have some time to spare, and you want to have fun, relax, or you want to enjoy a good show like me. What can you borrow from that creator? Is it the way that they deliver the content? Is it the way that they incorporate different things? Is it the way that they're able to bring their background and in music? Is it the way that they are able to bring different perspectives and really make this type of content that is so unique to them? Like, what are they doing that you can apply it to your content as well? So, but that takes me to point number 4, and this one is a good one. If it hasn't been done before, it doesn't mean that it's a bad idea. And I have seen this in many in other industries, as I'm reaching out to prospects, and as I'm trying to just get new clients. I discover the different industries that have not a solid presence on YouTube, and it's really not, I would say like it's not a waste or it's not something bad. It's actually, it's a big opportunity for them, but it's really hard to communicate that to them, like, because they have this idea, they want to record content, they see that the benefits that will come with them creating this content for their clients or their prospects, or to show their why, to show their mission, to show the behind the scenes. They want to have this presence on YouTube. They're drawn to creation. But then they check and the other peers in their industry, and that there's no other lawyers doing that, no other attorneys, not accountants, not financial advisors or other realtors doing that. Or maybe there's just like this bad representation because the only channel is just this channel of this person who's just like is a big turnoff because it's like way too over the top, and you don't like the type of content. You think that I don't want to be like that. So you think, if no one else is doing it, that maybe it's a bad idea. And if no one else is doing it, it's not bad at all. That's not always the truth. It's just because no one else is doing it, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work. Or in fact, that it may, the fact that nobody else is doing it may work in your advantage. You can be the first one to be doing it. You can be the first law firm to have this really cool channel, professional, a professional studio where you get to record content for your audience, where you get to educate your clients about what you do, educate your clients about the results that you have gotten for your clients, that you get to bring the other attorneys and talk about the different things that they do. So next time somebody wants to approach your firm, they can go through that content and they can feel that they already know you and they trust you. I want to illustrate this point with an example. And this the example is Pastor Stephen Furtick from Elevation Church. And that church is here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I discovered him on TikTok. And it wasn't even one of his videos. It was just this creator who was sharing his morning routine. And as part of his morning routine, he was watching this man on his TV, and he was, talking about God and all these things. But he was just like, it was Pastor Stephen, and he was, talking about God and Jesus, and he was dressed in jeans and sneakers, and he looks like he could be like best friends with Kevin Hart and The Rock. And I was just like, who is this? So I got curious, and I looked him up, and I found Elevation Church here on YouTube, the Elevation Church YouTube channel. And what blew me away is the cinematography, the lighting, the level of production that the church puts into the content that they make on YouTube. It felt like I was watching like, the Netflix level church. It was just like mind blowing for me. And the way that it started back in 2012. Stephen Furtick, he's been posting sermons and worship videos on YouTube since 2012. And Elevation Church now has 3.5 million subscribers to its channel. And it's the biggest church channel here on YouTube. Bigger than Joel Osteen, that has 2.5 million subscribers. He's a pastor at a Lakewood church in Texas, I want to say, or Pastor T.D. Jakes with a 1.7 million subscribers. And I just had a funny story about T.D. Jakes, but we don't have time for that. and also, bigger than Michael Todd from Transformation Church, that has 1.7 million subscribers. So you can see that it pays off for Furtick to start his YouTube journey back in 2012. He got ahead of the game. And he had a vision back then. It was different. It hadn't been done up until that point. You can only imagine if he would have come to to the people that he was building the church with and say like, I want church to be streamed online, so people can go to church, so people can, oh, what happened? So people can go to church anywhere in the world. Like, it doesn't matter if they're in a hospital bed, it doesn't matter if they're in prison, it doesn't matter if they are in Australia or Colombia, or wherever they are. I just want everybody to be able to tune into my sermons. And at the time, I can only imagine how crazy that might have sound, because the idea of you going to church is to physically go to the place. And he's been criticized for being a performer, for being too motivational, for being too funny, too modern, for like doing demonstrations that are over the top, for performing his sermons for YouTube to make them more entertaining, and I don't know if he thinks about the audience retention or any of that. Who knows? But he's being accused of that, of being a pastor who's entertaining and who also incorporates humor and life coaching and all that. But I mean, going back to the high production one, since the very beginning, the high production had been there, and the church has been consistent in posting content, and they built a state-of-the-art campus in Valentine, North Carolina in 2016, and I had to drag my husband to this place because I had to see it with my own eyes. Because what's going on? Because I'm watching this on YouTube, I'm like, I just can't believe that is in Valentine, North Carolina. Like, it seems like it's it will be in LA or some kind of place like that. So we went there, and the production was insane. Like, there was just like cameras everywhere, infrared cameras. There was this like flying camera that will follow Furtick around, and it's just like the best church production that I've ever seen. And it was a really cool thing I made a few videos. I captured a few videos with my phone about the whole thing, because I was interested in learn about Jesus, but I was also interested to see the behind the scenes of what he has been able to build. So that was very smart of him, starting the church back in, the church on YouTube, and to do the live streams. I don't know if he started with the live streams, that maybe that was, something that came later down the road. Because when the pandemic hit in 2020, remember, we were not able to go to church. We had to stay in our house listening to, what was that platform?
It was a Puff
Full
Daddy
House?
guided
the Full House
meditation.
What was that platform? The audio platform. The people that I was going to replace podcasts.
An exhale from 5. 5, 4,
Damn.
3.
No, what was that app? That app that it was a social app, but it was audio.
Clubhouse.
We had to stay in our house and listen to Clubhouse, and people like going on rants.
Grant Cardone was like the father of Clubhouse at the time.
But anyway, sorry, we love to deviate from the material, because that's what we do. So in 2020, because he wasn't, he was ready. He wasn't reacting to the whole, now what do we do? Like, hurry, go get a camera. Like hurry, like go get PSS Creative Media to help us out here with this, because we don't know, we have no idea what we're going to do. He had been posting content on YouTube. He had been going live on YouTube. So he wasn't reactive. He was ready, and he jumped on that opportunity, and he grew his channel exponentially. And not only that, the whole like worship, creating their own music. He gathered like the best musicians in the gospel, like worship industry, to create the Elevation Worship channel that has 7 million subscribers, more than 7 million subscribers, and built a music ministry that can rival with any mainstream artist. Very talented artists and musicians are they're performing every Sunday and performing for YouTube as well. And the person behind the marketing, the content marketing is a marketing, is a whole team. It's just not one person, because they do a lot of repurposing. I mean, he's on every platform, he's everywhere, and he has his own channel as well. So the thing is that the takeaway from his example is that just because no one in your industry is doing it, what you want to do, doesn't mean that it's a bad idea. Sometimes you are not late, you're just way too early, and that's a good place to be. You don't want to wait for permission. You don't want to wait for other people. I'm just going to sit here and wait for other people to in my industry, just to take the lead, and then I'll follow and see how it goes. Like, if it's in your heart, if it's nagging you day and night that you have to do it, you should just jump and do it and be the first one, and then other people will follow, and it will be a success. It really will be. So what's an idea that you've been sitting on because no one else in your field is doing it yet? Is it to start a YouTube channel? Is it to start live streaming certain things of your business? Is it to create maybe a video podcast where you can sit down and have conversations, and you can create a community around what you do? What if what's the reason that you need to go first is because it hasn't been done, and somebody needs to be the trailblazer in that regard. So I'm going to summarize all the points, because this has been a lot of information that I have covered here. The big takeaway is, it's not, if it's not made for you, it won't work. And here we're talking about copying other creators and copying their formats and the way that they deliver content and their personalities. Stop wearing somebody else's emotional outfit. Find what fits you. Stop wearing someone else's creative outfit. Find what fits you. Find your voice, your pace, your presence. You are okay the way you are. It's fine. You don't have to change yourself. You don't have to imitate anybody else. You don't have to talk in a certain way. The way that you are is enough. You are enough right now, and you are ready. You're ready to press record. You're ready to share yourself with an audience. Point number 2 was creative recalibration. Creative recalibration requires deeper work. And we talked about, that this deeper work is more, it's strategic, and it's also, it can be more impactful when it comes to create better content. So ask yourself, who am I at my core? Those are the 3 questions. Who am I at my core? What's my voice, my original voice? And what do I truly want to contribute, not only here on YouTube, but to the world? And have those things very present when you are recording your content. And number 3 is just get outside your industry bubble. Find inspiration from other creators doing things on different industries, on different niches. Niche. So you can see how they do things, so you can see how they're able to bring their different things, and what makes them unique and different, and why they're being so successful in their niche. And you can leverage that and bring that to your content, and your content is going to look different. So if you stay in your niche, if you keep watching that type of content, then chances are you're just going to be creating the same thing over and over and over and over. And point number 4 is that if it hasn't been done, it may be a great idea. It's a very good place to be. And just because it hasn't been done, it doesn't mean that that is wrong or that is a bad idea. Sometimes, we think that we are, that we're too early, that, if we go first, then the whole industry is going to watch us, crash and fail and all that. But what if it's the opposite? What if you are the first person to do so and it goes really, really well, and this is your chance? And chances like that don't come across that often. And don't wait for permission from the people in your industry. Just don't. Lead with your vision, not from a place of being validated. And that is the end of this. Remember, this is a series called Permission to Create. In the first video we talked about, or in the first part of the series, I talked about finding a niche, or how it's not necessary for you to have a niche defined for you to start making content. You can find this the video right here. Go watch it. Make sure that you share this with another creator. It can be new. It can be a creator who's going through the same predicament that some of us are going through, trying to find their voice and all that. And I hope to see you next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern time here for another episode of Content Sancocho. Go create, go be you, go do whatever you want to do. See you.